This has been a long time in the planning, possibly 5 years, because we had looked at getting them for our golden anniversary in 2015. There's been a lot of paperwork to be done. We had to get permission from the Brazilian government because they actually own all Golden Lion Tamarins. We had to make sure that our enclosure was fit for purpose. It had to be really shipshape and had to be signed off as okay. I've been away myself to do a training course at Durrell down at Jersey Zoo for a week of intensive training on how to care for them. And yeah, here they are finally.
Well, how do you care for them? Tell us a bit about the species itself.
So they're found in the tropical rainforest of Brazil. So obviously we can't really mimic that here. Inside their shed we've planted it out with plants so we can get the humidity up. The temperature has to be perfect for them, so that's all monitored closely by the keepers. Their feed, they like nectar and gum and a thing called tamarin cake, and we cut holes in logs and things and hide that in there for them because this is what they would do in the wild. They use their long fingers to forage for their food stuff in the wild. So we try and mimic that for them as close as we can.
And these are all about conservation as well, aren't they? They've recovered, but tell us a bit about how endangered they have been and how they're doing now.
So they're kind of one of the top species for the conservation story. In the 1970s, their numbers declined quite dramatically to the point where they were nearly extinct. And then thanks to conservation efforts and breeding in captivity and reintroduction into the wild, numbers kind of grew to about 3,600. Unfortunately, 2018, there was a yellow fever epidemic in Brazil, which reduced the numbers down to about 2,500. But hopefully we can keep those numbers rising, and planting tree corridors and things is quite important because the forest they're from have been logged, it's quite fragmented. So tree corridors and things like that help to, make their habitat livable again.
And of course they are out of their native environment. There's two of them, they're brother and sister. Now, are they going to get some more friends in the coming years? Are you hoping to breed them perhaps?
We obviously won't be breeding these two because they are brother and sister. They're 3 years old, so they needed to move out of their family group. So we said we'd take them here, and then in the future we would hope to bring in a breeding group. A nice size is kind of 5 in a group, so 2 is fine. They'll be happy as a pair.
And what are the names?
They had French names, and we've got as close as we can in English to them, so that's Yuri and Faye. Okay. I won't even try and pronounce the French names.